All right, today we're going to do something that I don't think anybody's ever done before. We are going to make some fishing lures with soft plastics, but we are going to then clear coat them and see how that turns out. So we're going to take our remelts, put them in the microwave, put them in for about 5 minutes. Here they are, done. And we're going to be using the 3.8 swim bait, some Senkos, and the wind-out worms. So mix it up. We don't need to put any dyes in this. This is already done. And let's get into our molds. So inject that up, and we're using the wind-out worms, Senkos, and 3.8 swim baits. I want to see how the 3.8 swim baits are going to turn out. Those are probably going to be the coolest. And we tried to do the 4-inch jigging minnows, but those didn't really turn out. All right, and here they are. Here are I think these are the wind-out worms. Yeah, these should be. These always turn out really good, and I'm definitely going to make some more of these after. Here are the Senkos. Senkos, probably my top 2 molds I have. I love these things. These are great. These always come out perfect. Here they are. Look insanely good. And finally, the swim baits. I only shot one of these. The other one didn't turn out because I was running out of plastic in the injector. I didn't really take up that much, but this one turned out pretty good. Had a little air bubble at the top, but that's fine because we're putting this in epoxy. And we're going to put these on the little hangers and dip them in the epoxy. This is the fun part. This is always the coolest part when making hard baits. But only sad thing is you got to wait like an hour for all the excess epoxy to drip off. So here are the wind-out worms. We're going to put this in the UV box. This thing is sweet. And then Senko's next. This thing gets a giant glob once we pull it out. So we ended up waiting like 5 minutes for all the excess epoxy to come off. There it is. But now that that's off, let's put it in the UV box with the wind-out worm. And last but definitely not least, the swim bait. A bunch gets clumped on the tail in this one, so we had to wait a while. But here it is done, and put it in the UV box. This stuff takes super short time to cure. It'll take about 2 minutes, and here it is in just a second. This is what they look like in there, and here it is. They're done. About 2 minutes later, these things are rock solid. Here you can see. And let's take these little hangers off and see how they look. Here's the Senko off. These things are rock solid. And the swim bait's definitely my favorite. I think this is the coolest. But here, trying to break it, and these things were tough. Here, trying to break the swim bait, and the wind-out worm had a bunch of access at the end. He broke the swim bait, and it's basically like a hard shell. This was really cool. And then next we're thinking of probably epoxying a jig. But here's an extra clip. Some viewer gave me a bunch of cut-up old fishing lures, and he wanted me to remelt them into some crappie and silver bass baits. So this isn't a lot. It's probably half a cup. But we're going to throw it into our Pyrex. There it is. Put it out in the microwave. It was probably half a cup at the end, not a lot. But we're going to turn it into green pumpkin. We're going to be using these 2 molds. This is the 2.8-inch rip wrap and 2-inch jigging minnows. Here it is. We did not have a lot of Plastisaw, so we're only going to get 2 of the rip wraps off, or 3. But there are the jigging minnows, and here are the rip wraps. This stuff did stink a lot because it was bigger brands, like Guggen, I'm assuming. And I don't know what they put in there, but it stunk. And there were a lot of fumes coming off it. And then we're going to top them off. And these ones took a really long time to cool down. They were super sticky. So I didn't know if it was the diameter of the plastic, if it was a softer plastic, or if it was just an additive the companies put in there. But here are the 2-inch crappie minnows. These things catch a ton of crappie. And you can see here when I pull it out of the mold how much it sticks. And these actually didn't turn out too bad. The color was okay. The green pumpkin didn't do too much. And then my phone fell. And then here are the 2.8-inch rip wraps. Only 3 of these were able to come out good because I ran out of plastic. But see, they're sticking again a lot here. We had some flashing because I think this was a super duper light durometer. But thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. See you in the next one.